Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the second day of Open Sourced. For those of you who missed yesterday's session, Open Sourced is a 2 day long event dedicated to open source and the current big buzzword in the developer space, Hacktoberfest. In yesterday's session, we discussed Git and GitHub and went over with a hands on session on how you can use these developer technologies to contribute to open source projects. In case you missed yesterday's live stream, the recording is up on GDSC VIT Bhopal's YouTube channel, the link for which will be shared shortly. Today's session is going to be more focused on Hacktoberfest. We'll get to know what all this buzz is about. We'll also be officially announcing GDSC VITB's Hacktoberfest projects that you can contribute to for a chance to win some cool Hacktoberfest swags and GDSC swags. So, not wasting any more time on discussing the agenda, we'll cut to the chase and get started with today's event. Over to you, Ayush.
All right, thank you so much, Aman. I'll just quickly share my screen. I hope it's visible to you guys.
Yes, it is.
All right, great. So, hey everyone, I'm Ayush Mishra and I'm your GDSC 21 ML lead at GDSC VIT Bhopal. And today's session will be all about Hacktoberfest and how you can contribute to Hacktoberfest and what it is all about. All right, so let's get started. So, what exactly is Hacktoberfest? So, Hacktoberfest 2021 is basically the eighth edition of a month-long open source event or open source festival that is hosted by DigitalOcean along with its numerous other sponsors. Hacktoberfest is hosted every single year during the month of October, where people come together to celebrate open source. And basically, what you can do is you contribute to open source projects which help in making them better so that the people in the community can use them. And you know, it's also sort of educating everybody about what open source is about through this month-long event. So next up, we have some questions to answer. So basically, who can participate? So technically, all of you can participate. All you need is a knack for programming and willingness to contribute to the projects that do good to the community. There is no age limit as such, or as far as I know, there is none. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like programming and if you want to be part of the open source community and help projects out and help people out, this is something that you should definitely take part in. Okay, next up is what does one get by participating? Well, if you're not already aware, Hacktoberfest provides you with a good amount of swags after you complete the whole process. So what you basically do in Hacktoberfest is that you make 4 PRs or pull requests, which I'm pretty sure you're aware of by now, because in yesterday's event we covered all of it. Aman and Akshat covered all of it. So yeah, so you need to make 4 pull requests in any open source repository that is a part of Hacktoberfest. And once you are done with that, and once all of your pull requests are reviewed, you'll be getting an option to either plant a tree or get a t-shirt. So that is all when it comes to swags. So you get a small little swag bag from DigitalOcean, which contains a t-shirt, a few stickers, and whatnot. Apart from that, you also have open source communities or open source organizations that come up with their own swags whenever you contribute to them. So for example, you can contribute to AppWrite and get a bunch of cool stickers and t-shirts as well when you contribute to them. Whenever you make a PR to any of the repositories, you'll be rewarded for that. And are there any prerequisites? Well, the only prerequisites to participate in Hacktoberfest were your Git and GitHub, which Aman and Akshat already covered in yesterday's event. So yeah. And the last question is, when do you contribute? So basically, starting from October 1st, which was like 2 days ago, till October 31st, you can contribute all month long to any open source repository that is part of Hacktoberfest. So all you need to do is just go to the repository, go through the code base, do your research, and make quality contribution to the repositories. And apart from that, one small note that I would like to give you is that please don't get overwhelmed by the type of projects that you see or the code bases of the projects. It is completely normal to not understand a few of these code bases, and I would highly recommend you to try and understand it best. If you are not able to understand these code bases, you can always hit up anybody who has previously contributed to the project or the maintenance of the project. I also request you to not spam any of the repositories with false PRs, which make very tiny changes that can be easily rectified within other PRs. So yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to Hacktoberfest, a month-long event where you can contribute to open source and win some swags by making 4 PRs. Well, that's it. Best of luck for your open source journey, and we move on to the projects that we have.
So, in the slide, please. So, can you change the slide? So, for now, hello. Hey, folks, I'm Abhijit Chatterjee, the web lead at GDSC VIT Bhopal, and I'm here to guide you through the web domain projects that is a portfolio generator. Now, portfolios have become quite common among the industries and are like small websites that act as your online resume to tell a person or a possible recruiter about you and all the projects and the things you are involved in. But it's quite essential for the web developers sort, but it's slightly gaining hand in other development fields too. But not everyone can generate one for themselves. So to help out with this, we have created this portfolio generator. So now the point is there are many such portfolio generators out there, but the flaw that we thought was they all had one static design and you had to stick with it. So we are trying to do something new and are trying to give many choice for designs to the user as well. So hence allowing them to choose from a variety of designs available and fill in the details and get the awesome portfolio. Now the project, as you know, is based on Next.js and Material UI, and it can easily help you get started with React too. So what sort of contributions you can make to the project? So to show that, I'll be sharing my screen now. Just give me a sec. Screen. Hope my screen is visible. Can someone confirm?
Yeah.
So these are some of the issues that we have on the portfolio generator website. Now, since we have a lot of need for different designs, now this calls for the UI UX developers. So this issue currently, the create new UI UX calls the UI developers to share the UI ideas for the new designs. Though for contributing to a project, you doesn't need to have only code also. There are many ways you can contribute. So this issue is mainly for UI UX developers. And also now, since after design, we need to create a component of it too. So for this, we issue like create new preview components means to create the new designs and layouts, so which can be used by other people to make their portfolios. Now, for going through the code base ones, it's highly what you call good if you go through the project once and know React, but you can easily get started and ping other members on Discord too. So this is all for the project portfolio website.
Well, okay. Thank you, Abhijit. Now, hello, everyone. My name is Dhruv, and I am the Android lead. So I will be talking and taking you through the Android domain project. So as you can see, for Android, we have made a very beginner-friendly Android app project called Timer, which counts down time from 100 seconds to 0 seconds. So for this particular app, we want contributions from all of the Android devs out there so that we can make this app a fully fledged stopwatch app. If you guys will be active and contribute heavily, we can further enhance and add more features to this project. And basically, the tech stack that we are using for this app is Android Studio with Kotlin as the backend language. And secondly, the UI of the app is built using Jetpack Compose, which is Android's newest development dynamic UI toolkit. So basically, through this beginner friendly app, what we want you to do is to encourage you guys so that you can start using Kotlin and Jetpack Compose together for creating apps. Now, I'll also share my screen and give you a walkthrough of the app and tell you how it looks on GitHub and how you guys can contribute to it. Just give me a second. I guess my screen is visible right now. Can someone confirm?
Yeah, it's visible.
All right. So as you can see, this is the GitHub page of our repository timer. You can find the link of it in the description and in the chat as well. So basically, as you first of all, you guys can read the README of it to get to know the app better, like what we are going to do and which tech stacks are we going to use. You can see the screenshots of the app, like how it is, how it looks right now. So now let's go to the issues part. So as you can see, for now we are having 6 major issues created by us, the maintainers. So there are many issues, and as you can see, we have already added the labels. And like other projects, we have and will be creating issues for different levels, from level 0 to level 2. Difficulty increasing in that order, that is level 0 being the easy and level 2 being the hard. So as you can see, like level 2 is the hard, and we have created an add splash screen, and it's already been assigned. We'll talk about the issues part later. So lastly, you can find the link of the repository again in the chat and the description, and you guys can start contributing to this wonderful app, and let's make it through and make a fully fledged stopwatch app as we have planned. So thank you. That was it from my side of the Android domain project.
All right. So next up, we'll have the project from the ML domain. Just a second. I hope the screen is visible to you guys. Yep. So this
Yeah, it's
is
visible.
the repository that is a part of Hacktoberfest for 2021. So the name of the repository is ML Reserve, and I'll just give you a basic idea of what it is. So what we're aiming with creating this repository is that we want a place where we can have all of these projects. Anything related to, if you have any project related to machine learning or deep learning, this is the place where you can contribute to it. So the whole idea behind this is to have complete projects under one repository. So as you can see, we have a bunch of projects already in there. We already have contributors who have been contributing to the repository. Everything that you need to know about is mentioned in the README file, so kindly go through it carefully. And moving on to the issues, we have all of these issues added to it. Now, these are just some general issues that you can work on or contribute to. I would highly suggest you to come explore the repository and then create your own issues and tell us what you would like to add as a project to this repository. Now, to be honest, it can be any normal project that you work on. Maybe it is just a project that you just created. For example, as you can see, we have a fashion MNIST. So basically, if you are working on the normal MNIST data set, that might be a good contribution to this repository. And the good thing about all of this is that you will not only be contributing ML models to the repository, but we also go on further and also deploy these models. So we will be working with people from the Android domain as well who know Android and like languages like Java and Kotlin, and also web developers who are good at backend and frontend, so that we can make this a complete project instead of just models which would otherwise go to kind of waste if we did not deploy them properly. We also have a whole bunch of point systems and levels that Abhijit will be talking about shortly. But as of now, this is the complete repository that we have. Here are all the issues that you can possibly work on. Once again, I would say come over here, explore the repository. If you have a great project, make sure you create an issue for it, get it assigned to yourself by one of the maintainers. And yeah, then you're good to go. Just create a pull request and we'll see if it is valid. It will definitely get merged into the project. And if you are from the ML domain or web domain or Android, whatever domain it is, you are free to take part in Hacktoberfest with ML Reserve, and also the other two repositories from the web and the Android domain. So yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the ML domains repository for Hacktoberfest. We can move on to Dhruv now.
Yeah, so now I'll be talking about the contribution guidelines. So just let me share my screen. I guess it should be visible right now.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
so yeah. So we have created these projects so that you people can develop technical skills and gain valuable experience through using open source. And as you know, we have domains like Android development, web development, and AI ML, and projects for that have been created. And contribution to a specific domain project will go into that project's repository only. So while contributing, there are few contribution guidelines that you need and you must follow, so that there is a neat workflow that is being used while contribution. So we'll be talking majorly about 6 contribution guidelines here. Firstly would be working on issues, like how you need to work on issues and how you need to get yourself assigned, or if you want to create issues. Second would be forking the repository. Third is cloning the project. Fourth is branching. Fifth is committing your changes, and sixth is opening a pull request. I'll be going into details of all of these, so don't worry. So first of all, let's talk about issues. At first, there will be issues created by project maintainers. And as you can see, I'm taking example of our portfolio generator project created by the web domain team. And you guys need to, first of all, you guys need to comment under that specific issues by saying that I want to work on this issue and please assign me this. Now I'll be showing you how you need to do this. Suppose I want to work on this issue, which is create new preview components. Now here in the comment section, I need to get myself assigned to this issue. So I will write here that I want to work on this issue. Kindly please assign it to me. So now as you can see, I have commented, and Abhijit, who is a maintainer of this project, will assign me this issue. So Abhijit, if you could just assign me this issue. As you can see, thanks Abhijit. As you can see, Abhijit has quickly assigned me this issue. So now I have got this issue and I can start working on this. So this is how you guys need to follow and work on issues. A quick note and warning that please don't spam the comment section of the issue if someone else has already commented on it and got assigned before you. And what we are going to do is we'll be following first come first basis. So whoever comments the first will get assigned the issue first. And when you are going through the issues, kindly look here in the assignees section that if someone is assigned or not, and check the comment section as well. And then don't spam in the comment section of getting yourself assigned. And you just need to keep these things in mind for the issues part. Now, as you know that all these projects are open source, so we want your inputs as well. Like if you guys have any idea of adding a feature, or if you guys saw a bug is in the repository or in the project, so we need you guys, your contribution is as well. So what you can do is even you can create a new issue. As you saw, I just created on the new issue button. So you just need to add a title in the issue. And that suppose I want to add a feature in this portfolio generator, that I want to add a feature called animate on scroll. So I'll write add AOS to the project. Now in the comments of this issue, I need to give a brief description of how I want to contribute on this issue and what I would be specifically working on. So I will be writing here in just a few words, like so I want to add the AOS library and AOS library to the project to make it more user friendly. And I'll also write once again that you need to tell us that if you want to work on this particular issue or not. You can write kindly please assign me this issue. Now suppose I have submitted this issue on the portfolio generator repository. So now whenever the maintainer goes, he can check it and he'll assign me if he thinks that if this is a valuable contribution or not. So in this way, you will be working through the issues part. And again, I'm emphasizing on it that please comment on the issue first, then send in your PRs. You need to get yourself assigned, then only start working on the project. All right. So that was the part of the issues, now we'll be talking about forking. So the second point is that you need to click on this fork button to get a to have your own copy of this repository in your GitHub account. Now the third point was cloning the project on your local machine so that you can have the original copy of that repository on your system. To know how to do forking cloning, you can follow yesterday's session. You can find the link of yesterday's session in the chat message. Then when you get your local copy, you can start working on the changes that you have done, changes that you have been assigned. You can start working on the issues, make changes to the repository, and then you can start committing to it. Then fourth point would be to use the branching part. So all you got to do is you need to create your own feature branch using the git checkout GitHub branch name, that command, and you can follow these contribution guidelines as well. All these contribution guidelines which I'm talking about would be available right in every repository, so you do not need to worry about it. These contribution guidelines are all inside every repository's readme. Just go through the readme once. Then after pushing your changes to that particular branch, we are basically using the main branch over here, so you don't need to worry about changing the branches. Just we are working on a linear path of using the main branch for now. Then fifth point would be opening a pull request. So when you go back to your, after pushing the changes, when you will go back to your version of the repository on GitHub, you will see a green button called of saying create new pull request. You just need to click on that. So that will be about creating a pull request. Lastly, and I would say this is the most important part, kindly please star our repository so that we can get a good reach. That will help us in discoverability. So that was some of the contribution guidelines that you need to follow. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the chat section or ping us on Discord. While working, you can follow yesterday's session if you have any doubts related to Git and GitHub and any of the Git commands. So that would be from my side for the contribution guidelines. Now you can, now Abhijit, you can take over.
Thank you, Dhruv. Can you share the screen? Okay. Hope it's visible. So, since contributing to GDSC projects give you two benefits. One is the Hacktoberfest, as we discussed above, that about making the full pull request to get back and learning about Git open source, as mentioned by Dhruv and Ayush. There's another benefit for contributing to the projects. That is the open source certificates from GDSC. Once you've made a specified amount of contributions. Now, how we'll measure the amount of contributions is a simple plain old point system. So since we are discussing about the point system, let's go over the issues and the levels as discussed above. So for the web domain part, the portfolio generator, it mainly consists of three levels. The level 0, which is worth of 5 points and is mainly focused on the documentation and minor fixes, like the minor bug fixes that we have. Then the level 1, that is of worth 10 points and is the minor feature addition or minor bug, like assuming you add a particular component to a file. So that would be counted under level 1. Now finally the level 2, and which is worth the most points, that is 15 points, is the major feature components, like we saw that adding the complete design component for it. Now moving on to the Android domain timer app, it also has 3 levels, and that is level 0, that is worth 2 points for the basic documentation and addition to readmes. Readmes are great ways to help others understand about the projects, so you can contribute to them too. So, and for level 1, it's worth 5 points, and it's for the basically the first time contribution issues that are basically from ranging from easy to medium. And the level 2, that is worth the 10 points, is the intermediate issues that include the working of the backend part and the front end part. As already discussed by Dhruv, they are planning to make it a complete full-fledged stopwatch. Moving on to the ML domain. Now ML reserves has 5 levels. So level 0 as documentation and addition to readmes. Since most of the ML projects is mainly on models and models do need some documentation about it, like the basic accuracy stuff and all that. So documentation of that parts, if you do, it's worth of 2 points and a level 0 issue. Now the level 1 issue is worth of 5 points, which is the Python scripts. So not if it isn't a machine learning model, but you want to contribute to the projects with them some Python scripts that do some things like maybe it can be web scraping or some other stuff, then you can contribute to it, and that's a level 1 issue, and you will gain 5 points for it. Now the level 2 is worth 10 points when you actually contribute a complete machine learning model to the repository. It would be highly suggested that you do it in particular folders and do write the readmes, because it helps to understand what the model does. Third level issue is worth of 15 points and consists of deep learning models. Now, deep learning models consist of some neural networks, and it's a bit advanced stuff than machine learning models. So it's worth more point than that is 15 points. And finally, all the ML models are useless unless they are deployed. So the level 4 issues, which is more worth the 20 points, is for deploying the models. Now, if that isn't enough for you to gain enough motivation for contribution, then I have one more thing. The top 3 contributors that will be judged at the end of the year will be featured on GDSC socials and receive a certificate of appreciation. That is actually worth it. And though it's been discussed by Dhruva many times, I still want to remind that please get the issues assigned first, as we don't want multiple people working on the same issue. And as most issues, one PR fixes it, and your effort may go to vain. So, with that in mind, may the open source be with you, and happy Hacktoberfest. Over to Aman.
So, guys, with this, we come to an end of today's session. I'd like to discuss a few points before we finish this session. So, first of all, don't do this for just swags. Make sure that you learn something from this Hacktoberfest session. So, whatever PRs or contributions you're working on, make sure you do them properly. You properly understand what you are doing, and just don't go blindly contributing to minor fixes, like let's say you are removing some typos from some documentations. Yeah, obviously those are some issues as well, and you can obviously contribute and make the documentations better, but you aren't exactly learning something from that. Those are very basic issues. I'd suggest just try to push your limits. Try to go for some, at least if you are beginner, try to go for some intermediate issues, and just try to push your limits. So yeah, and obviously don't do it for t-shirts. I personally suggest do it for the trees. So if you're getting an option to get it, like if you're winning a swag, so definitely go for a tree. That will be much better for the environment, and I think you'll personally feel good as well, that instead of like creating more pollution, you help make the environment better. So yeah, this was one thing. And then the other thing is, just please don't spam. If you have some actual issues that you can work on, some actual improvements to the projects, then in that case create some issues. Otherwise, if like there are already some issues regarding that particular topic and still you are just spamming things, then that won't make any sense, and we'll just simply close the issues, and you won't be getting anything. And same goes with the PRs. So if some issue is already assigned to someone, don't just blindly start working on that particular issue and try to make a PR. If a issue is assigned to someone, we'll give the first priority to that particular person, and that particular person's PR will be merged. And if you create a PR without having an issue assigned to you, most probably we'll just close the PR and we won't take a look at it. So make sure you get the issue assigned to you first and then start working on the PR. So yeah, these were a few pointers I had. Dhruv, Abhijit, and Ayush, if you want to add something to it, please go ahead.
Now we've covered most of the points. If anybody has doubt, they can do it in the chats.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys have any doubts, you can just post them in the chats. And even after the session, if you come across any doubts, if you have some problems regarding how to make a issue or how to make a PR or how to just do some basic Git stuff, You can definitely ask them on yep, you can ask them on Discord, and we'll explain them in detail. So
Also,
Abhijit, I can see your doubt. You want me to explain PR. So I've already explained that in yesterday's session. So you can take a look at it, the yesterday's session. And if you still have that doubt, just ask your doubt once again on Discord, and we'll be answering them over there.
I'll go with this one. So, can I quit after I get assigned if I get failed to do so? So when I would say you will not get. It's okay if you don't want to work on the issue further, but I'm pretty sure you should. If you are facing any trouble solving a particular issue, make sure you contact the maintainers. All they always have some sort of contact available in the repo, so make sure you contact them. Make sure you contact the people who have already contributed to the repository of the project, and I'm pretty sure they will be open to help you out. So yeah, don't just quit. Try your best. Ask for help. Asking for help is totally fine. It is not like someone is forcing you to contribute. It's totally okay. But yeah, don't just quit. Ask people for help and make sure you contribute. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'll give you guys a quick suggestion on how to like select issues and start working on them. So first of all, go through all the issues that are there in the repository and try to figure out if you will be actually able to do, actually able to provide a solution for that issue or not. If you think that that issue is quite a lot above your level, I mean, if it's something you can't actually get done, so in that case, I don't think it will be a wise decision to just like get the issue assigned to you and then later on uh, not be able to do that thing. There are a lot of Hacktoberfest projects right now, apart from just GDSC Hacktoberfest projects. So you can just quickly do a Hacktoberfest keyword search on GitHub. You'll come across several repositories. Go through the repositories that have the languages that you are familiar with. For example, you can go through Python repositories or JavaScript repositories and just go through those repositories. Try to find issues that you can work on, and if you think that the particular issue is something that you can fix, get it assigned to you, start working. Once you are stuck somewhere, you can ask within the developer communities. You can just do a quick search on Stack Overflow, or you can ask in Discord communities. And in the worst case scenario, or not even the worst case scenario, actually, this is totally acceptable. You can ask the maintainers for help as well. So you can, in the conversation section for the issue or for the PR, you can ask the maintainers if they can give you some pointers on how to how to handle a particular problem. So we'll be more than happy to help you guys. It's our moral duty to help you with the issues and help you get started with open source. So definitely feel free to reach out to us. You can do it on Discord, on GitHub, or even LinkedIn, or I guess Twitter as well. I mean, but don't spam our Twitters. Stick to Discord and LinkedIn. Yeah. Yeah. So
There
that
is
was it on my end.
another
I guess.
question. Is it okay if I take on multiple repos? Yeah, it is totally fine as long as you can manage working on multiple issues. I would say just take on one repo, deal with one issue, make your PR, get it merged, then move on to working on other, other repositories or other projects. But first, whatever you have in hand, first complete that, and then move on to the other issues or other repositories. But doing multiple repos is
Again,
totally fine.
like I said, don't do it for the swags, do it for learning. There's one thing that you can do: just get a lot of like 10, 20 issues assigned to you and then go through those issues at the same time. uh, Doing this, you won't be able to actually learn things. You'll be going for very simple issues, and you'll just be trying to get those issues fixed to get a swag, a t-shirt maybe. But that isn't the right way. First, select a issue, start working on it. Once you are done with that issue, move on to the next issue. So, and each issue that you are tackling, try to push your limits. Try to go for a issue that is a little bit higher level that you tackled earlier. So see, the thing is, you can complete 4 issues and get a Hacktoberfest T-shirt, or you can actually do less than 4 issues but good quality issues and actually learn something that will help you later on in your career. So a wise person would definitely go with the second option. They would go to learning something rather than just getting a T-shirt. So don't do it for specs, please.
Ayush, there is a doubt for you.
Yeah. So, Aditi, I would suggest the one thing that I would suggest is if you are aware of algorithms or like basic Python, you can check out our DSC ML Talks season one, which is a playlist on GDSC's YouTube channel. From there, you can get started with your machine learning journey and learn a bit about ML models. We'll be having a few sessions in the future where we'll be talking about this stuff. But yeah, sure, you can contribute to ML Reserve, even though if you are not much aware of all these ML algorithms and stuff like that. Try and make a issue that you think you can work on, and which will be a good addition to the repository, and we'll try our best to assist you throughout the process.
One more thing I'd like to add before we end the session. So this isn't the final set of projects that we'll be launching for Hacktoberfest. Some other projects might come too during this entire month of October. So definitely there are more opportunities to contribute to projects, uh, not just these 3 projects. So just stay tuned and stay active in the Discord. We'll let you know with all the future happenings in the club. And yeah, so the last date for contribution. See, right now the Hacktoberfest month is going on, so technically the last date should be 31st of October, but open source is not just Hacktoberfest. Open source can go 365 days all year round. You can contribute to the issues all year round. So as such, no last date for contributions. I don't think we are getting any more doubts, so we can end the
Yeah,
session. Guys, if you have some more doubts, just shoot them on Discord and we'll answer.
definitely.
Hope you got to learn something. Make sure you see the yesterday's stream as well if you missed that. And yeah, have a great open source month. Happy Oktoberfest.
Happy
Bye, everyone.
Hacktoberfest.
Happy Oktoberfest.